Hi friends, this is Yuri from Y&C Comics, and today's episode we are going to talk about an anti-hero that is very, we don't know much about him, but it's actually the latest and probably the best story of Marvel Comics since 2018. This is the story of Venom. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about him because a lot of people are getting interested on the story and don't know much about where he came from. But I will tell you a little bit about the comic books in my collection of Venom. And of course, the first appearance of Venom happened on Amazing Spider-Man number 298. It's the first cameo, not his first full appearance. Then we also see him again on Amazing Spider-Man 299, but his first full appearance happens in Amazing Spider-Man 300. And of course, I have a raw copy and a CGC graded copy of 7.5. Hello. And that's a very good thing to have in your collection if you're collecting the full story of Venom. Of course, I also have Amazing Spider-Man 301 where we have a little bit about Venom. And after that, on that same year, we get the first comic book of none other than Venom himself. And I have a 9.6 comic, CGC graded. I love this cover. One thing I will tell you is that it was so popular that he got his own comic book that exact same year, right? Well, fast forward many years and now we get to the hottest storyline ever. And you're probably wondering, why is it so hot? Why is it the hottest storyline? Even if you Google it right now, you probably see that it's one of the most expensive comic books out there recently is this storyline. This is Venom #1 storyline written by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. Now, this duo have done a really good job in storylines before, but this storyline is pretty interesting, and I want to share with you my collection of these comic books I have because, well, I have the whole story that Donny Cates wrote with Ryan Stegman. And here we go. I have cover one, a raw copy of #1, Venom #1. I have a variant cover, and I also have a graded copy of Venom #1, a 9.8, and I also have a signature CGC copy of Venom #1. Obviously, I like Venom. I like everything about it, and it's signed by none other than Donny Cates. So that's what makes it really cool to have in my collection. Of course, I have #2, and I have a cover, a variant cover. This is #2, and this one is actually signed by Tyler Kirkham, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. But here you go. These are pretty cool. And now I am going to pause a little bit and talk about Venom #3. This is a raw regular cover, and I have a CGC graded cover 9.0 of Venom #3. You're probably wondering, okay, what's so interesting about it? By the way, I also have a variant cover, and here is why this gets interesting and why this is probably one of the most expensive one of my whole collection. I don't know, maybe. But it's Amazing Spider-Man, Venom #3. And you're probably wondering, why is it so interesting? This is #3. This is the third print. So it's not even the first #3 that they printed. This is the third print. But why is it so hot in this collection? Well, it is the first full cover appearance of Knull. And you're wondering, who is Knull? How come we never heard about him? Well, fast forward to 2021, we have Knull's own comic. And why is he so important? He is the god and creator of the symbionts. If you remember, probably you don't know anything about this, but you've seen the movie, you watched the movies. Well, if you know anything, the symbionts came out of space, and according to this storyline, where they were created by someone, by a god who existed all over the universe, and his symbiotes are actually his servants, who he can control, manipulate, and be able to take over them, kind of like possess them, other things, and be able to see everywhere, be everywhere around the same time, because he is the creator, the god of the symbiotes. So that tells you a little bit about where this story is heading. Knull came out in 2020, and now I'm gonna continue with these comic books that I have. I just had to pause and tell you a little bit about that one. So here's another one. This is the first number 4, Venom number 4. This is the first appearance of Eddie, of Dylan, and this is Eddie's son. Who is Eddie? Well, it's the current Venom, and Dylan has a lot to do at the end, so we'll get there. But again, here is cover 4. I'm gonna try to go really fast now to show you what books I have. 5 variant cover, number 6, number 7, number 8. I also have number 9, and of course I have a variant cover of number 9, another variant cover number 9. I will tell you, pay attention when you're buying comic books that it's either the first print, second print, or third print, because depending on the print it is, the value of your comic book decreases. In the case of Venom number 3 third print, that's not the case. It's the first appearance of a very important character in this storyline, so it's reversed. It's actually the most expensive and the hottest one right now. It all depends on the fans, really. But here is Venom number 10, Venom number 11, Venom number 12, Venom number 13, Venom number 14, Venom number 15, Venom number 16, Venom number 17, and I have also a variant cover of number 17. And here is number 18, a variant cover of number 18, and number 19, and probably this is one of my favorite covers, number 19. It's a variant cover, and I have the Virgin version as well. Why is Virgin? You probably never knew this if you're new to comics. I had to learn this myself. It's Virgin because there is no labels. There is nothing in the cover other than the art itself. And if you collect art, this is probably something that you would really like to have in your collection. I like collecting art, so I love that one. Here is number 20, a variant cover of number 20. Again, a variant cover of number 20. Here is number 21. Number 21, again a variant cover. I have number 22, number 23, a variant cover of number 23. I have number 24, Venom number 25. Here is a crazy variant cover of number 25. And here I have another variant cover, number 25. Now we're getting into the second prints, so you have to keep an eye on that because, again, the variants may be the same number, but it might be a different print. And I also have another variant cover, number 25. Here we go, another one again, number 25. And I bet you this is print 1, 2, and 3 because I also have another variant cover of number 25. So there you have it. When you collect a storyline that is really good, sometimes if you're a fan, you go a little crazy and buy all the variant covers available. And I say available because sometimes the storylines are so hot, they go off the market like this. And you may have the storyline as a pull in your comic shop, but even your comic shop sometimes makes a mistake and is unable to deliver your pull. I'm watching you. Anyway, so that's something to keep in mind. Here is cover 26 of Venom number 26, a variant cover of number 26. I have a couple of variant covers of number 26. Again, these are actually, if you look at it on the bottom, it will tell you what print it is. And in this one right here, this one is the 4th print of Venom number 25. Here is number 26, very different, And here I have a variant cover of number 26, number 27, a variant cover of number 27. Again, a variant cover of number 27. Look who's here, a variant cover of number 27. And we continue with 27, and I'm gonna show you just a couple of those covers that I have here. Just keep in mind, all of these are different prints, so you have to keep that in mind. This is 4th print of 27. This is 2nd print of number 27. This is the 3rd print of number 27. And now we start on 28. And I also have a couple of copies of number 28. So I'm gonna try showing them to you like this next to each other, so you can see the difference. They're the same book, the same story, just different cover art. And here is number 29, second printing, number 29. And then here we have again number 29, number 29, and now number 30, number 31, a variant cover of number 31, another variant cover of number 31, and now number 32. Cover 32. A lot of these covers are really detailed. I mean, this Ryan Stegman does a really good job about this art. Again, this is cover 32. We have cover 33, a variant cover of 33. And I like covers that are like this for some reason. There's not a lot of detail, but there's a lot of hidden art in it. This is comic book 34. Here is 34 again, and it's a variant cover. Here is 34, and it's a variant cover. Again, I have a second print of cover 34. And now we have 35. And you'll see that it's there a 200 in it. What does that mean? The last story or the last writer ended his storyline on number 150. Then we have Donny Cates pick up the storyline on 151, but instead of printing 151, they start Venom number 1 again because it's a new Venom, a new storyline, new origin, and now 200. What does this mean? Well, it is the end of Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman's duo writing this story, telling us all about everything about Knull, not Dylan, Eddie's, and now at the end we learn a little bit more about Eddie. But also what they did really good is leaving behind the legacy of Venom, and it even ends saying that we are Venom under his son Dylan, because if you read the story, I don't want to spoil it for you, but if you read the story, Venom is what it's called. It's a venom in them, and it can be moved from one person to the other. But anyway, long story short is that the one that protects Dylan, or the one that Eddie assigned to Dylan to protect his son at all times because he had no power, takes over Dylan when his life is at risk. And now the story ends, and the dad pretty much tells the son, well, we are Venom. I don't mind you taking over. I don't mind you being over because we are one, and together we're better. We're better together. That's how really it ends. But also, it gives a good setting for the next writer, for the next group of people putting this storyline together. It gives them a really good beginning. The other good thing I like about this is that when the kid takes over Venom, or when Venom takes over the kid, I mean, that's the reality of what's happening. The kid pulls over the suit, right? And it has like some chase. They're trying to connect Todd McFarlane with the ending of this story. But the kid says, what do you think about my suit? And the dad is like, do you want to keep the chains? They're trying to make sense out of this new character that they don't really know where it's heading, but it's heading somewhere. And suddenly, I mean, if you haven't seen it, in some of the new covers, actually, in this one itself, and 200, you get to see this cover of Venom with wings. And that's what tells you really what's happening with the next Venom. The next Venom has wings, which is very different from the comic book that we know at the beginning. And it's also a homage of Venom number 1. They end the exact same way. You see how the covers are very similar, but this one has wings. Why? Because, hey, let's be honest, we all want our kids to be a better version of ourselves, right? Isn't that the goal? To be better, to do better. And really, that's what the son is trying to do. He had chains on his hands at the end of the cover, at the end of the storyline. But in this cover, we see Venom with wings, which means that this character is gonna keep evolving in Dylan, and we're gonna get to know more about him and who he is. And the other thing that the dad tells him in this story is also, in this book, is that he has no evil. There's no anger in him. There's nothing bad in him that moves him to be Venom or a hero. So what does that mean? That means that his son is a better version of Venom. And remember that Venom, the first time, is a complicated character. He's an anti-hero. he is not neither here or there. He's nowhere, right? And in this storyline, they tell us that he's everywhere. Therefore, he cannot pick a team. He has to be everywhere, and he cannot focus on one thing at a time, not even being a full-time at a time. So now his son comes in. His son has no anger in him, has no this dark past. Instead, probably has a lot of sentiment and emotional healing to do. But other than that, they leave it really well set for the next writers and the next artists. Check this out. What do you guys think? Well, this is all I have. If you see anything in here that you're missing in your collection, here's the good news. Some of my collection is for sale, and you can check it out at ynccomics.com. And you can also subscribe on our YouTube channel at YNC Comics. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And my friends, let me know what you think about all this. This is exciting times in the history of comics, and the Comic Cons are starting. Woo! Stay in touch.